Yeah, I finished the DLC. There's like a few things I missed though, and there's a cool boss weapon that I got from the final boss of the game that I kind of want to play with for a little bit, so we're gonna finish the main game. Should I have to go back to the other one? Yeah, I don't think the unique events, I don't think the shifting earths are really that well done though, for me personally. Like, the shifting earths are cool, but they don't... I feel like once you've seen the shifting earth once or twice, like, there really isn't much... There really isn't, like, much to do. Like, once you know the route to do them, it's just kind of whatever, in my opinion.
You are here.
Am I going for true ending? Yeah, I mean, I should be able to do the true ending. The routing earth makes the game so different because you can do an arcade boss rush. Yeah, sure, I guess. Wait, do I not have any more fucking full moonstones? You know, there was...
You are here.
There was like a merchant who sold full moonstones in like the DLC, I think. Maybe I could trade an ancient disc. What's up, Horseman? Could have sworn you could like buy from this. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, it doesn't sell full moonstone though. Dang it. Oh, he left his bag. Oh, we don't have any ancient discs as well. Alright, whatever. Let's just, I think we can get full moonstone if we just go to the main story anyways. How's the DLC so far? Well, we basically finished it, but it's good. I would like to do another playthrough. I'm gonna go back and clear up a few things that I haven't done though. How's the content for the asking price? I mean, it depends who you ask. I think the DLC was worth it, but like, I got 100 hours out of Night Rain. And there's still people who are like, Night Rain's a scam, it's not worth the money, it's not $1 per 10 hours, it's fucking bullshit. It's like, alright, you guys are fucking obnoxious. Oh right, the photo of the tree of friendship. Like this game was, I got 15, I played the DLC for 15 hours and it was 30 bucks. So, I mean, if you're one of those weirdos who's like, the game has to be this price ratio to hours played, then, you know, do with that information what you will. But... I mean, there's it's somewhat fair to like I understand. Oh, Rosara is here. I understand. You know, if a game is really expensive and it has like barely any content, sure, but people who like judges an entire worth of a game based on how many hours played, it's like. And meanwhile, there's some games that are so long, but it's boring as fuck because it's just like padded, repetitive, monotonous fucking bullshit content that pads the length of the game, and it's like that doesn't make it better.
You came. I knew you would. So happy to see you again. Friends always meet again. So I'll wait for you. Again at the world's end. Farewell. My forever friend.
What the?
Who looks like my dear Carlo.
Oh. Oh, I have the full drawing. Child's drawing that looks very old. On the back are 2 sentences, each with very different handwriting. Our beloved son, may your every day be as happy as this one. More motivity, why not? There's something else I can do at the hotel here? Because I put up the painting. Oh. You think a new DLC will drop in the future because of the secret ending? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. What secret ending? Also, my game is kind of running like shit. Let's see, does... Let me see. Did my, like, mod that I downloaded for this somehow get uninstalled? No, it's still installed. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like the game is just running kind of poorly right now. Yeah, I don't know. Is there like a new ending for the game or something? Well, we should be human enough to do the nameless puppet ending or whatever the heck it's called. Yeah, I'm curious if there's like extra interactions in the game now with the DLC being a thing. Chill, bro. So many items here. I think they're all like junk too. Oh god. Hello, guys. Please don't pin me in the corner. Wait, did this guy always have something on his leg like this? I don't know if I remember this. Did they change this guy? Wait, he's so fucking weak. Did they like nerf the shit out of this guy or something? Bro, wait, what the fuck is going on? Am I just that strong or is this guy just that weak? Did they nerf the fuck out of this guy or what the hell's going on? I mean, my weapon's plus, it's not even max. I have less viewers on YouTube compared to Twitch. Why do you care? Why are you being the fucking cringe viewer Andy, bro? We need to find a full moon moonstone. That's bullshit, you can't make him fall down, dude. Damn it, dude. I'm just doing my special attack. Fuck it. Yo, Mitch. Thanks for the raid, man. Going on, buddy. Dude, did they nerf the door guardian in this game, by the way, Mitch? I just fucking killed him in like 2 seconds. And he's got this like weird thing on his foot now. I haven't done the end game in this in so long. You have no idea? I see. Did you beat the final boss? I was watching for a bit. Hey, No-Go, thank you for the 16 months. Gonna have to do it tomorrow, gotcha. It's a tough fight. That fight, I think it took me like half an hour, or something like that. When you bonk a wall in this game, the recovery time is so frickin' slow. Ooh, that's a cool attack. Are you, you think you're gonna do speedruns of the DLC, Mitch? That looks so cool. We're in a new game. Am I doing speedruns of the DLC? I don't know, I'm thinking about it, but like, I wish that you could access the DLC a little bit earlier, to be honest. Like, needing to go... You want to do the boss rushes and all that? Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't actually messed with those yet. I should check those out. I mean, you can get to chapter 9 pretty quickly if you know what you're doing. I think it takes about like an hour to get to chapter 9 in like a glitchless run. Yeah, I finished the DLC. I'm just DLC level 1 challenge run. That honestly sounds kind of miserable, not gonna lie. Why is my weapon like bouncing off like this? Ooh, damn, that did a lot of damage. Why did that do so much damage? It is weak spot or something? I will say they did make Leia pretty cute in the DLC. Oh yeah, the head is like the weak spot. Veterans ammo. This fucking move, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, thank you again for the raid though, Mitch. Appreciate it, man. All right, yeah, I guess there's spoilers with the weapon I'm using, but yeah, you're basically done with the DLC anyways. All right, we have 40 motivity now, dude. We're fucking stacked. Oh wait, I don't have the motivity charm on anymore. Huh? Oh. Never mind. Now we have... Does the sword scale better with technique? It's... well, it has B and B scaling. Actually kind of like equal. It's probably better for me to put the technique amulet on though for damage. Oh yeah, that was way more. God damn it, dude. Weapon is cool, but has no chance to beat the throwables amulet. Fucking throwables, dude. I mean, I think the Wolong weapon is still the best weapon in the game, right? That's what it seems like to me anyways. Best weapon is the katana. I don't know, man. The Wolong weapon is pretty broken. And you also start with it. So you don't even have to like the thing is the katana is cool, but you would need to like you would need to upgrade one weapon until you get to the katana. Which at that point it's like you're upgrading 2 weapons instead of 1. I don't know, man. I think the Wolong weapon is still just gonna be the best choice for speedrunning, I assume. And I gotta say, I feel like they really they were so stingy in the DLC with giving ergo. Like the ergo pickups are like tiny as fuck. So there's still content left after having beat the last boss. I don't think so. I don't really think there's much left now. Just the DLC had more upgrade materials. I feel like I got a pretty good amount, honestly. Yeah, I beat the DLC. We're just going through the main game now. Just for fun. Figured I would just finish the game. Since I haven't done like a full run of Lies of P in a long time. And I do potentially want to like try to speedrun the game or something, but it's gonna take a lot to learn. Then we could also do the boss rushes. Since there's like a boss rush mode now. Or well, the boss rematch mode, I guess. And I think there's also like harder difficulties for the bosses. When you do... Yeah, I met the girl after the lighthouse and I got a drawing. Not sure if there was anything else to it though. How did I beat Arlecchino? I was actually pretty good at fighting him by the end, I thought. That move is just ridiculous. Yo, thank you for the 18 months, Chris. I mean, these are the hours that I've streamed for the past, like, 5 years. Low career, so I don't really know what you're talking about. I'm also streaming on YouTube, and it'll be on my Bob's channel. It's a shame the game, I don't know why the game is like choppy again. It was running pretty well last night. Like, did my fucking GPU drivers like downgrade themselves or something? Fuck off, man. Oh, that's obnoxious. I was wondering that, Aziz, yes. It seems like it gets kind of... the distance gets like reduced when you do it off the ledge. Dude, it's crazy though that being on a 5090 in this game runs like so fucking shit. Also, whoever was saying that I had the best frame is full of shit. Do friends and family call you dissed? No. All right, my bad. I jumped late because I didn't want to fucking. This item is shit. Why am I even bothering, man? Like dude, fuck this jump. Bro, seriously, what the fuck? Like I'm trying to jump diagonal so I don't fucking go too far. Oof, this fucking jump is bullshit, bro. Oh my god. All for a fucking electric blitz abrasive. Not worth, man. Alright, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna go upgrade my weapon to max. Not that we really need it. Man, why does my game run like such fucking shit? Damn it, man. Like, the thing is, I could restart my game, but like, I literally just, I just booted it up like fucking 10 minutes ago. Okay, not 10 minutes, but like half an hour ago. It hasn't been long. I don't know, man. This game just runs like ass. It has like an issue with... I mean, guys, it's not my PC that's the problem. It's the fucking game. Yeah, I mean, okay, guys, stop being fucking a bunch of dent heads, okay? Sorry, it's just... The game runs like shit on 50 series cards. A lot of people have been having issues with it. Just because your fucking 2000 series card works on the game doesn't mean it's not the game's fault. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's just... It's just... I mean, my other games have been running, like, really, really well for me. It's just this game in particular has, like, an issue with 5000 series cards. I mean, 50 series cards have a lot of it, like, have issues in general with some games, because apparently the drivers are kind of like, I don't know, apparently there's like driver issues with a lot of stuff, but I mean, plenty of games that I've been playing have been running absolutely perfect. Yeah, I mean, Doom ran flawlessly for me. It looked great. Oh, he almost got me. Dude, like, it's just, this move is, it's just ridiculous. It's like a guaranteed stagger. Fucking crazy. I don't think this is where we want to be, though. I mean, I used to speedrun this section, but I can't. Oh, well, we can do this.
Oh my, I'm This is our... I know how you now listen. Are you...
I am a human. Actually, no, I'm a puppet.
So disappointing. Please, stay. Me so.
Oh. Alright, free quartz. Thanks, buddy. Where does this lever go? Does it just go back up? Oh, right. Now we're on the other side, though. Damn, I already staggered him? That's crazy. Where's the butterfly? Oh. Damn, this is a tanky butterfly. Okay, now we're back here. I wonder how many frickin' star fragments I have at this point. Oh, is that where the lift goes? Yeah. Where does this lift go? I know this isn't where we need to go. This is like a side path, I believe. And I'm excited to try out the baby steps demo. I'm very curious what that's gonna be like. Oh, is this like a shortcut? Wait, are you friendly?
I'm not going back. It's cruel. Thanks.
Happy. Happy, happy, happy. Yo, Hannibal, thank you for the 53 months. Yeah, it is the front. Yeah, the shortcut's kind of weird, because there's no... I don't really understand this shortcut. I guess it's mainly for the NPC. There's a lot changed in the base game after the DLC. Not really. Or well, I mean, I don't know. I can't really say for sure. We're going through the main game right now. What is baby steps? Some stupid rage game that I've been excited for. There's that new weapon, the glaive. Yeah, there is. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. Hey, Smokey, thank you for the 2 months. Bikba, thank you for the 51 months. For fuck's sakes, dude. was ridiculous, man. Oh, there's an item here. I don't know why I'm bothering to loot any of this nonsense, though. We really don't need... Really don't need to loot anything anymore, but... That's okay. Have I played Resident Evil Outbreak before? I played it one time with Bach, and to be honest, it was kind of fucking boring. Mainly, and no offense to Bach, like, I can't blame him or anything for this, but it was basically just like Bach was just carrying us. Like, Bach has speedran Resident Evil Outbreak, so we were playing with him, but it was like, he was just going, you know, he knew exactly where to go. And it's like, we weren't really like experiencing the game. It was just like, follow Bach and just let him just kill everything with, you know, because he knows exactly what he's doing. You missed a chest. I don't fucking care. You didn't play Baby Steps yesterday? Nope. Why do you think it's in my fucking title today, bozo? Sorry, I just like, sometimes I just expect common sense out of people and I'm like... God, I'm sorry, I'm such an asshole. Like, I just can't help it, bro. I just can't help it. I'm sorry.
Whoa! Is that you? Wow, you're really something. Seriously, that's impressive. How did you follow me all the way here? Fighting is always my last choice, you know? But you're not getting anywhere near my sister, friend.
I wish I wasn't like this, dude. I
actually thought we were friends.
I literally can't help it,
Is
dude.
that true? In the end, I really don't care. There's only one reason we were given a mission. I'll let you go if you give me gold coin fruit.
I'll give you a gold
I had a
coin.
feeling we might eventually see eye to eye. I like you. Don't trust you yet, but I'm a cat. I'm slow to trust. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Krat. Sick to death of just surviving. Hurting, stealing, kidnapping. Surviving. When the hell, sister, you have to...
Alright. Oh no. What even is this? Not worth it. A vacation seems in order. That kind of comment doesn't really help either. I will say, ever since I rebooted the game, though, I feel like it has been running better now. Again, it's very strange. Yeah, there might be like a memory leak. Very strange. Dude, I still can't believe how many crazy skips got found in this game. Like, fuck, I can't believe there's like a skip where you like get on top of this elevator as it's coming down, and then you go on this little plank, and then you zip from that tiny little plank onto like this ledge here, and you have to hit it like first try or run's dead. I'm fucking crazy, man. There were so many crazy skips in this. It was like every day Cookie and Josh were finding something new. Dude, I wanna like aggro just like all the enemies in the area and then just fucking nuke them. Can I do that? Come on, everybody. Everybody come on. Let's fucking group up. Oh, this is gonna be so fucking sick, chat. Oh! Boom! That was pretty sick. This move is ridiculous. Isn't this actually the pathway I'm supposed to go? These ground enemies are freaking tanky. So chat, how excited are you guys for Resident Evil 9? And where the hell am I? I'm for Mortal Shell? Me too, actually. Yeah, that move is nice because it just gets you like straight. Really it can get you out of like a bad spot. You just phase through the enemies. You don't want RE9 to be first person. Yeah, I don't really care about first person. I like first person. I'm totally okay with it. But I can understand some people not liking it. Wait, have we gone in a full circle? Oh shit. It'll have options to do both. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I kind of prefer first person, but I also like third person. I don't know. They're both... I really don't care. I like them both pretty equally, I would say. First person turns it into an action shooter game. I just don't... I don't really think first person or third person determines whether it's an action shooter game or not. That is more so just the core design of the game. Like, Resident Evil 4 is an action game. It's not really a horror game. In my opinion, anyways. Why is he playing Liza P again? I don't know, man. It's crazy. Why? Why this? Why that? No one will ever know. Did 15k to that boss. To what boss? Marchiona? Yeah, I don't know. What do you do with the Fable Art attack or something? Oh, well, wait, what do you mean? She has 2 enemies you can attack. The Fable Art move is AoE, and you can hit the boss and her puppet, so... That's why I did so much damage, because you can hit 2 targets at once. At least I imagine, I think that's why. That should be why he did so much damage. Did 15k to her and 10 to the puppet. I don't know, I guess he just has a lot of stats then. He has really high damage, and I guess all of his quartz was put into damage. Or there's a bug, I guess. I don't really know. I kind of want to kill, or I kind of want to rest at the Grace, or the Stargazer. The try Y combo does a shit ton of damage. Yeah, it does pretty good. Have a mustache on? Yes. go ahead and get the checkpoint. Your plans to finish Kazan? Probably not. Oh wait, isn't the reason... no, never mind. I was gonna say, I know Blanks was doing like an advance run. And I was thinking maybe the advance... Maybe like the Fable art of the weapon scales with advance, but it doesn't seem like it does, so... I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just a bug. Oh my god, bro. Thought I was dead for sure. He was gonna knock me off the cliff. You know, I don't even really want to fight you, man. I don't even really want that either. Hey, optical knob. Let's just go run to Loxasia, honestly. We mainly just want to fight the bosses, so... Yeah, we beat the DLC. May do like a second playthrough of the DLC on like a different character, but I would need to download a save file or something. I don't know, we'll see. Honestly, I don't know if I would want... I don't know what I really want to do. I'm kind of interested in like speedrunning base game plus DLC. It's been a long time since I've ran the base game, so I would need to do like a good amount of practice for that. I don't know. We're gonna try the baby steps demo though, after we beat the game today. And I do want to try the boss rush mode. Such a long elevator. Been a long time since I've ran it all. Yeah, because most games are fucking boring speedruns. Sadly. Can't remember, is it acid that was good for... Haven't they patched all the skips? Yeah, they patched most of the skips, so it'd basically be like a glitchless run. Are you gonna play Stellar Blade now that it's on PC? I mean, I already beat Stellar Blade. I like the game, but I don't really like it enough to play it again on PC, to be honest. Follow-up.
Oh, Simon.
I mean, I'm pretty OP for this point in the game now.
Your sword, Vexasia, swears to protect this tower.
That fucking move is so hard to parry. Are you fucking kidding me? She jumped behind me, so the whole thing fucking missed. Oh shit, that's not what I meant to do. I do so much damage though. Strafe that. Let me repair my weapon real quickly. Thank you. Ah, fuck. Oh man, You know, I never really got a chance to learn how to fight her phase 2 that well because in the speedrun, it was basically just like a scripted kill. You would just throw like a million things at her when she's in the fucking air. It was really easy. I'm like decent at fighting her phase 1 though. $769. Can I like strafe this? Parrying it does a lot of posture damage though, and it also like can break her weapon. Not that it really matters, but... Okay, then.
Oh, Sir Simon. Only you. With the one.
Acid proc mid Fablar with this weapon just amps the damage. Yeah, that was insane. Well, sorry, Luxasia, but Leia's weapon is too good for you. I mean, to be fair, guys, we are level 101. We do have, like, a lot of stats for damage. We have 40 motivity and 22 technique. I mean, it could be way higher as well, even if we had less, like, defensive stuff on. I'm not sure if there's a soft cap. Well, the soft cap I think is like 30, maybe, or like 25. I don't know, there's a bunch of different like intervals. Like for example, if you're leveling the stamina stat, once you hit 15, once you hit 15 stamina, then you start getting 3 stamina per point instead of 4. Probably goes down even further later. I think it just depends on the stat.
Oh, God.
It hurts.
What? Pearl.
Thank you. I was Drake.
Chat. Now is not the time for booba, okay? Yeah, we definitely should get the true ending though in this run. We did like, I don't know, I think we're pretty human-like.
Didn't we? I trust you. Let's keep going.
No, we're not in the DLC. We're just going through the base game just for fun. Just using... There's a weapon you get from beating the final boss of the DLC, which is what I'm using right now. And I thought it'd be fun to use the weapon a little bit. I really wish that the DLC in this was accessible like earlier though. Chapter 9 is pretty deep into the game, I'm not gonna lie. And it's like, if only the skips, you know, if only we still had the skips from like old patch, because then you could at least get to the DLC very quickly. But I mean, you can still get to the DLC kinda quickly, I guess, but it's not great. I mean, it's gonna be at least like an hour to get to the DLC, I think. I mean, hell, it felt like it took a while to get to the Elden Ring DLC, and that's only like 20 or 30 minutes in comparison. Damn it, lady, why'd you have to get out of the AoE? Get up. I'm like so tanky. Okay. There's a quartz here. How many quartz do I have now? 6? Oh my gosh. Not that we don't freaking need quartz anymore, to be honest, but one of the DLC NPCs was in the main game. Rosara was her name, I think, right? The like little doll girl. We found her and then she died. Classic. In Elden Ring DLC, they changed the scaling. Bro, what kind of gibberish are you typing? What are you even talking about? Are you asking or are you telling? 'Cause if you're asking, I can understand, but you're talking about the Scattertree blessings? You think that's why you can access it early? I mean, that's kind of copium. The thing is, if you go into the Elden Ring DLC with like low upgrade weapons, you're still gonna get fucked. Like, Elden Ring DLC is still intended for you to enter it in the end game. Because it's behind Moog. It's just they went out of their way to add another way to get to Moog early for people who are really good at the game. Majority of players are not going to want to just kill Moog and then go straight to the DLC. They're gonna have a bad time. Is this a shortcut elevator? I think it is. Yeah, you have to kill Radon and Moog. But Moog is definitely like in a normal playthrough. Moog is only accessible super. Sorry, let me reiterate. In a normal playthrough, you're going to find Moog as one of the last bosses that you do, most likely, because to get to Moog, you know, you have to go. You have to get to the snowfield, which a lot of people aren't even going to get to. So, like, yeah, you can do Vare's questline to get there early, but a lot of people aren't going to do that unless they're knowledgeable about the game. Like, it would be cool if the Liza P DLC added a way to get into it early for people who want to, like, kind of challenge run it, or, you know, it would be cool if there was an alternate way to enter the DLC for this game, like Elden Ring has. Vare was easy to discover. That's subjective.
Ciao, Bello. I had a feeling it's a true reason for kidnapping. But if some audacious behavior helps, in all honesty, for one, it's a damned hassle. And why should I go out of my way to say it's not too late? Say it's not. I swear. Go on then.
Oh no, I didn't do Vare's quest in my first playthrough. I don't even think I found him. Or maybe I did find him, but I didn't know what to do with him. Yeah, it's really easy to miss NPC quests in Souls games.
I speak.
No.
I see. I gave you more. But remember, I promised.
You're full of shit, buddy. Did you like the DLC final boss? Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked all the fights in the DLC, honestly. I mean, the NPC fights are definitely my, like, least favorite. I don't really like fighting player-type characters. It's the same thing in, like, Souls games. I really don't like those kind of fights very much. Like, fucking, can't even remember her stupid name. Leda, yeah. Frickin' the Leda fight in the Elden Ring DLC. Veronique was nice. Yeah, but she wasn't... I don't know. She was, like, different. That was like more... Like, by your logic, or I guess... You know, Veronique is as much an NPC fight as, like, Victor would be. Like, yeah, Victor is, you know, kind of a player-type character, but Dude, the bonking on walls in this game is so obnoxious. Reminds me of like, oh my god. Reminds me of like Silent Hill 2. I don't know why I'm bothering to kill everybody. I could just run past.
Did you feel that? It's like someone walked across my grave.
Getting close to the
sense
DLC. Oh, really?
code everywhere. I mean,
We're almost there.
This place is saturated with it. Like what you'd expect from a mountain of dead puppets.
Oh, please don't throw me off like a cliff. Oh, this guy drops a quartz too. Dang. Hey, Salt and Papega. What's up, buddy? Man, rip that guy. Sword reminds you of Millennia's sword moveset. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it that much, but... I do like this sword a lot. Okay, even more damage. Plus 165. I wonder how much health this gives. So I'm at 631 health. What if I take this off? Gives 30 HP, like 5%. Because there's also one that just gives straight HP. I wonder how much that one gives. Where is it? That one wow, that one's also terrible. See character info. Yeah, it doesn't oh, there we go. I see. God, that health amulet sucks. The Guardian, this one is definitely better. This one gives 8 fizz reduction. Increased damage of throwing objects. What a meme, dude. Wonder how much physical damage you get with the Whirlwind Amulet. I could try it. Is this run gonna go on my VODs channel? Yeah, it'll be on my VODs channel for sure. You get the health amulet early game, that's why it's bad. Yeah, fair enough. What do you have in mind for playing after Liza P? We're gonna play the Baby Steps demo, and then I'm not really sure what we're gonna do after that. Man, Simon looks so fucking weird.
This is Ergo. Is it not magnificent? Distilled immortality and a key that opens a world with no lies. A key that unlocks true evolution. Give thanks. Ergo is a gift from me, Simon Marnus, who will transgress even God. Bow down to your God, who will be born now! Show me everything you have, Papa Geppetto.
I do so much damage, dude. Oh, he can actually interrupt my... I thought I had, like, guaranteed poise during that. I have level 3 of the... perfect dodge buff ran off now, though.
This is evolution. Behold, as I discard this fragile body. Witness as I grasp the power of a true god.
Will I do some runs later, including DLC? I'm kind of interested in trying to like speedrun the game, but I am kind of like rusty at Liza P. Like I never ran it glitchless before. All of the skips are fixed, so I think it would take some practice to kind of get back into the groove of things. I'd have to like learn how to do the main game. Is the rocket weapon gonna become the speedrun meta? Well, thing is, you can't get to the DLC until chapter 9, which is kind of late in the game. You piss on the bosses. I mean, the thing is, there's people who have like ran glitchless pretty extensively and are like really good at fighting the bosses. So I would need to practice quite a bit. I mean, I don't think anybody's running the DLC at the moment, but God. I never know when he's gonna like. Oh my god, he just keeps interrupting my fucking super move, dude. You fucking bastard. I don't know when he's gonna... like, I never know when this motherfucker's gonna follow up on anything. Doesn't that summon, like, the hand of the... It does summon... Pretty good damage. Did he... I don't think you want to Oh, okay. I don't think you want to perfect parry this guy, from what I remember. Because he stuns you so hard when you... Oh, that's not what That works. The world record is 41 minutes of the base game. Okay. That's on the old patch. With a million glitches. But you're right.
It comes to this. The blue truly, I isn't right, Sophia.
Sophia.
Yes. I suppose that was her wish. Sophia was always wise beyond her years. Knowing the truth of people's minds is a curse. I would not have been
What's up, Seed Mole?
able to bear it if it weren't for Sophia. Her pure heart was a tonic for my pain.
Hey, Kukuya.
That's why I want blood. Even it's fine.
We already beat the DLC. We are,
Watch out for Geppetto.
we are just going through the base game for fun. Using, one of the new DLC weapons. Does this game have enough weapons to do one weapon per boss? Probably, yeah.
Now him, he really scared me. A human becoming a god? Terrifying. But a puppet becoming a human? Now you have my attention. Suit yourself, but sounds fun to me. I wonder, what'll happen now? I sure don't know. But I do know one thing. You're stuck with me, and I'm stuck with you, pal. Wouldn't have it any other way. That's...
Yeah, it's a long lift. You can skip it though if you seppuku. More damage.
I knew you could do it. We have all the ingredients we need. I dreamed of this day for you can be human again. By using that vast supply of ergo in the arm of God. I just need the final ingredient. The one that holds your memories and your lifespan. Your heart. If you give me your heart, all these trials and tribulations will be over. You have been a brilliant and a good boy. As your reward, I shall turn you into a real boy. Give me your heart, son.
No.
Give me your heart. I believed you were a good boy. But you insist on breaking my heart. Well, I suppose Carlo was mischievous. It seems you inherited his personality instead of his memories. But a father always looks after his children. Even naughty ones that must be punished, like you. In my own way, I grew to love you. After all, you're the puppet who would bring my son back to life. I'm disappointed in you. I didn't mean for this to happen. I believed you were a good boy. If you refuse, then I'll have to retrieve it myself. My son. you can become a real human. Come to me, my son. I never bound you to Grand Covenant with the other puppets because of Carlo's memories within you. I know you have done, you troublesome little puppet. Your freedom is not for you, but for Carlo.
I mean, I'm pretty OP right now. I'm just kind of... just kind of blocking everything.
How dare you? You're just a puppet. Nothing more.
I need to repair my weapon, chill, bro. Woo!
You're someone who doesn't give up. Who knows?
Dude, let me fucking block. What the hell's going on? Alright, you know what? I'm fine. No. Hit him with the shotgun. I'm really good at this fight, guys. What can I say? First try. This doesn't count. Listen, man, the game gives you so many OP tools.
Destroy Carlo's heart.
Damn. Shotgunned.
You're just a useless puppet.
Yeah, if you give him your heart, you don't get the final boss fight. The game he just kills you and then the game ends. Well, that's not completely true. If I remember right, like he like takes your heart and then he does actually bring you back though, doesn't he? He brings back Carlo and kills everyone at the hotel. Oh, right. Just a killer puppet, not you. I see. I don't know, it's been so long since I've done the endings. I couldn't remember. I played the Neo 3 Alpha, yeah. Alright guys, I do want to do more Liza P, but for now we're gonna try out the Baby Steps demo and see what that's like. I'm gonna go get a drink though and take a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Baby Steps is a horror game? No. Baby Steps is a rage game. Let me change my YouTube title. I do want to do more Liza P, just in general though. But yeah, we're gonna try out the Baby Steps demo, maybe do some other, maybe we'll play a little bit more Night Rain today, potentially. I don't know, but yeah, that's the plan for now. We're gonna do Baby Steps. There is also a new demo for No I'm Not a Human, but I'm like kind of tempted just to wait for the full release of that game. Yeah, I will, oh yeah, we could also, yeah, we can still mess around with the boss rush mode in Liza P. Actually, well, I already changed my title. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.